Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Gav Sav and this is my channel, obviously. Today I just wanted to have a quick one. I've been down helping out a few people in Stonewood and Plankerton and things like that, and I see the way people build things, and for the purpose of the argument we're going to call this an Atlas, because this is the one that catches my eye all the time, an Atlas build. So I get on down there and I run over to the Atlas, deploy the Atlas, and the people in Stonewood will start building around it. Now, from my point of view, I always build the same way around an Atlas, and then I add bits to it depending on how high a level we are. But this will only be for early players that need a little bit of help, just that little bit of a hint to help them make life a little bit easier on the Atlas build. So what they'll do is they'll usually come around, same thing I'll do, maybe drop these things down, the cones around it. But the thing that they'll do from that point on, and I understand their thinking behind it, is they will build like this, so that they can stand on top and be protected. Nothing can get up and get them. I understand the thinking behind that. So here they are inside this big dish. Now, for a little bit of added protection, they'll go around and put these walls on it, like this. Let's get rid of these guys, because this is, I'm in a very low level mission, just so that I can show the build. Now, they'll put those walls all the way around. So here we've got two layers of defense. We've got the first wall, and then we got the upside down cone on the inside. So two layers, they've got to beat through two layers to get to it. And sometimes they'll put a roof on it just so that they can stand up here and wander around and shoot things. Now, it's a good defense. It works for them. They get over here and they have to shoot down like this at the things on the wall. They'll come indiscriminately and start bashing on any one of the walls. And then if they do manage to break through a wall, they've got that slope that they have to break through as well. So, like I said, two layers of defense. Pretty simple. They stand up here and they fight. They see them coming from a long way off, and if they don't get them all, they get to the wall. Now, to make life a little bit simpler for you, what I'll do, I'll come up to my Atlas, place it down, and this is what I always do now. I run around and I put my cones down. All the cones around the place, but I do mine like this, the opposite direction. So we make one sort of pyramid, and from my point of view too, please don't, I put the lid on, please don't run up there and drop a cone on top of it like people do like this. It's a second layer of protection, yes it is, but this is where I will drop down a defender, and previous videos explain why I love defenders. So you go and you drop your defender pad on top, and he stands up there and pots things. Now, one thing you'll notice from this is line of sight. Look at the directions I can see all around. I can see down there, and I can hit every corner of the building. As opposed to this one, I can't see the bottom there. So I have to keep running around like a madman to get to the edges like this, to shoot everything on the edges. Now, you might be thinking, on this pyramid, there's only one layer of defense for them to beat through. That's correct, it is. I can see everything, so I can shoot it even once it gets right up and starts beating on the wall. Now, if you want that second layer of defense, then do... Ooh. Getting out of build there for a second. Then do this. Put your walls up like that. Now these walls here, they still have to beat through them. They can't jump over them. So you can put them right round to give you the second layer of defense. So they're beating on these things, then they've got to beat on these things. So that's two walls, same as this build here. Only with this, now I can see, well, that was almost on cue. Now I can see him there. I don't have to run to the edge and look down to get him. Just shoot him from the top. Now, one other thing you can do, and that little fella just showed us perfectly, is you can leave a gap here for them to come through. So you can funnel them in. So they'll come here, they'll go, well, that's 2 layers, and I'll just walk up here and come and get them. Later on, when it gets a bit more difficult, what you can do is put another lid on it like that. Excuse me. You can have the option to put drop traps out here. You can put yourself for like a tire trap there, or electric field trap there, gas traps here, gas traps over the top of your defender. So you put down your, let me do it. You put down your little guy there, he wanders around, and you put gas traps above him so it keeps him defended. And on these slopes, you can put traps. So as they decide they don't want to beat on that wall, they walk up this wall and start getting hit by traps. Now, any trap you can put on there, you can put slowing traps like gas trap or a tar pit, which is odd because you would think tar would just run off. But anyway, let's not go there. You can put flame grills, you can put everything but a launcher on those things. A launcher would be really, really cool to see them go off into the distance like a football. But that might be for another update. Just jokes. And on these walls, you can put any trap you want. You can put, if you want to put, well, you can't put any trap you want, but you can still put, you can put the, what do they call them again? The wall dynamos on them. You can put the wall spikes on them for a little bit of extra defense there if you want to. And as I said, just to recap on that, 2 walls of defense, same as that. The big difference is line of sight, that you don't have to run around like a madman. It makes, especially if you have to defend this on your own, and if you're doing it in a 4-player mission in Stonewood, or a 4-player mission in Plankerton, or anything like that, they will come at you from 2 different directions. So on top of this one, having to run from side to side to defend yourself all the time, as opposed to standing up here and just shooting them in a 360-degree view. And also the other option for those is when you're running around with your what do they call them, the hover turrets. If you throw up a hover turret here like that, now you can see his line of sight will be, the only things he'll be able to shoot will be things standing here. So there's still another 2 tiles. Once they get past 2 tiles close to your building, the hover turret can't get them unless you drop the hover turret closer to the edge. But if you do that, then they won't be able to shoot across to the other side. The arc on the other side will be even further out. So another thing to note, if you drop a hover turret up on top of this thing, chuck your hover turret up here, your hover turret can see 360 degrees around right to the base of your pyramid. The technical difficulty, my recording of that just cut out on me and I didn't realize when I downloaded the footage. But basically, to recap that, both designs have 2 layers of defense. They have a wall and a ramp that the Husks have to beat through. The major difference is that you can defend the pyramid far more easily on your own or with a single defender. And if you're doing them on your own, then drop as many defenders as you want down. I'll use maximum most of the time in the higher levels, but it gives you the option to put drop traps above them, ceiling traps of any kind above them, good traps on the ramp, so if they do get through, then they'll hit the traps. But on the, let's say, the noob build, you don't have options to put anything else but wall traps on the outside. You don't have the option to put any sort of trap on the slopes because they're the wrong direction. So you take this as a tip, or don't take it at all. Believe that the noob design is the way for you and it's the best design. I just believe that the pyramid is far better to get used to make you go further into the game. I hope this helps you. If there's any questions about the video or any questions about a build or why people do a build, put it in the comments below and I'll help you out with it. I'll help you out with the reasons why or the theories behind it. And if you see people doing things in lower level missions and you ask them why do they do that, ask me the questions as well. I'll help you out with that. Or at least try and help you understand why people build weird designs. So as I said before, I hope it helps. drop a like, it would help me out a lot, and I hope to see you in game soon. Cheers.